Actually, it looks like we're live.
Yep, we're back.
Hello! We are back. I've gotten food. I've gotten, which should hopefully help me from forgetting cards I mentioned literally seconds before. Thank you for reminding me about that when we were having our Warlock discussion about Blast Crystal that I forgot seconds later. So yeah, that should hopefully not happen now that we've had food and a fresh mindset to go into the neutral cards. So maybe you should just give this a moment for people to file back in, or should we just get started?
I see, but we've got a penguin we can talk about while people are filing back in, you know?
Okay, so Snow Flipper Penguin 0 for a 1/1 beast. Yeah, joining Wisp and Murloc Tinyfin, we now have a beast version. Pitch Shift. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Hold on. Wait, we can maybe do this live. Encoding. No, it's 44.1K hertz. Okay, question. Am I only pitch shift, or is Slio pitch shifted as well?
Like, what? We had this happen in testing, but we got rid of it. Why pitch shift? What?
We both
of us.
Does this ding sound like a normal Windows ding or off pitch to you?
Hell. Maybe just restarting OBS?
Let
me mute this. I'm gonna listen to this.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I guess we're debugging. Maybe this is actually, if we're just talking about audio problems here.
Yeah, we can this is fine where I start, so we can just restart the,
Pause and unpause fixed it for Squirrel Token.
Yeah, everything sounds fine to me. I don't hear any different.
Okay. That's beyond strange, but if we're good now, we're good. Okay, so let's go back to where we were just a moment ago. So, Snow Flipper Penguin, 0 mana, 1/1 beast. And so that's it. So, yeah, it's Wisp and Murloc Tinyfin, which is not really what you want to pick in Arena, and the interesting thing about this is this can appear on Build a Zombeast as basically, what if you just want to discover a beast and give it +1/+1?
Yeah, that's probably the best use of this, isn't it? Is just as +1/+1 on the Zombeast. It's beast synergy. This is not a good card. It's a Wisp.
Yeah, but I guess as far as Wisps go, Beast is probably the best place you want to be. Yeah, it's also like a downgrade to Jeweled Macaw and Web Spinner.
Yeah, like this, no.
Yeah. Oh well. Next card. I don't even know how you'd pronounce this. Acuras Veteran?
Yeah, maybe Acuras. I'm certain that's like a place or that I'm not familiar with.
1 mana, 2/1, Battlecry, give a friendly minion +1 attack permanently. So, Abusive Sergeant nerf, but this has the original stats and less buff, but a permanent buff. Like, I don't think I'd play Abusive Sergeant necessarily, but I'd play this, and this is part of why I was saying I think Zulok might have a chance of being back.
Yeah, I wonder if that's enough of a difference on the card. Like, okay, it does say friendly minion, so this can't backfire like old Dark Iron Dwarf, if you remember that.
Right. It also can't set up a BGH kill, but that's corner case already, so.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't there a 2-drop that was a 1/2 that did this for 2 attack, and that was kind of bad?
Yeah, that was like Lance Carrier.
Yeah, Lance Carrier, but, this is real. Like, this is really real.
This can't give itself No, none of these cards
No.
can never buff themselves.
Yeah, cards can't target themselves in Hearthstone, just in general.
So, it does not usually say another. It just says a friendly, like Shattered Sun Cleric and Abusive Sergeant and all that. They all have the same.
No, this is very good.
Yeah, I mean, 1 mana 2/1 and the ability to, because I guess it matters how much that lets you attack up, but usually this is just going face.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Again, this is like going in every conceivable aggro deck imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is 1 mana 2/1. Sure, you play that in aggro, and okay, a Glaive Zuka buff. This is filling a sorely needed spot that
Yeah.
Oh, for some people, refreshed and it didn't fit.
Hell.
Maybe there is a problem with my encoding. I don't know. Did you... Okay.
I listened to it and it sounded normal to me.
Did you try a Control F5 or something? Refreshing fixed it.
Okay.
Second time this happened. Okay, well, okay, we're... there's no audio issues. Let's get back to the card discussion.
Damn it. Anyway.
What's wrong? Sorry.
I hate talking about tech issues on stream. It always feels like the worst. But now I'm talking about tech issues and I'm causing more of the problem. Fuck. Go, just go.
Alright, so yeah, this is a good card, and I'm putting it in every, aggro deck imaginable, because, I'd play Abusive Sergeant, and this is sometimes just better if you can attack twice with a minion. This is better. Aggro is real again. I mean, it was already kind of real in Hearthstone, but, Face Hunter maybe returns?
I think... I don't know. Well, this is definitely a card that will... If those decks exist, this is a card that fits into them.
Yeah. Also, wasn't +1 attack just a spare part?
Yeah, that was a spare part.
So, no, I think this is a very, very good card. I think it will work in Constructed, and I would definitely be fine picking this in Arena.
1-drops have become a lot more important in the Arena, so yeah.
The secret there is I think they've always been important, but just limited in which ones were playable.
Right, they weren't good, though.
Right, okay, so next card. Dreadscale Knight. 1 mana, 1/1 Murloc with Lifesteal.
Right.
Isn't there a 1 mana 2/1 Murloc that nobody plays because it's bad?
Correct.
This is...
No.
Extra mana on your Murloc Tiny Fin to give it Lifesteal.
I don't think this is good. I do not think this is good at all.
No, I don't. Alright, moving on then. Wretched Tiller, speaking of 1 mana 1/1s. Whenever this minion attacks, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Man, I miss Leper Gnome.
Right? Is this,
No, this is potentially worse than post-nerf Leper Gnome.
Well, against any class that's a ping class, it's worthless.
Right.
Against classes that aren't ping classes, it probably is actually fine, but the problem is, the ping classes are
sort of
strong.
like a 3/1 for 1, right? If it's going face. There's a magic card that's this, isn't there? Like
Pulse Tracker.
Theros or something?
Pulse Tracker does 1 when it attacks. That's each opponent, though, so...
I think there was a 2-drop from Theros that was a 1/1 that dealt 2 damage when it attacked, but the thing about that is, in Magic, your opponent can't pick your guys to attack them, or...
Yeah, this one also just doesn't look... We have better 1-drops.
Miserable. Alright. Next card, Fallen Sun Cleric. 2 mana, 2/1. Battlecry, give a friendly minion +1/+1. We sliced off a mana and 1/1 off a Shattered Sun Cleric. Is this good?
Like, the card that we did a lot of talking about, me and Gnome talked about this one for a long time, and Bluegill Sniper.
Blowgill Sniper?
Yeah, Bluegill.
Yeah.
That is the card that we compared this to a lot, and
yep,
like...
I think I'd agree with that. Yeah, didn't you guys say, like, you don't feel good picking this, but it's not the worst?
Yeah, like it's probably, in most circumstances, it's going to be, like, better than the Sniper, like, as long as you have any minion to pump. Like, if the minion stays alive because of the pump, it works, but, like, then there's the times where it's just worse, where you can't get that last point of damage in. Like, it's technically on, like, curve of being, like, a Bloodfen Raptor, but it's a Bloodfen Raptor you have to work for, and, like, yeah. I don't know.
Better in Paladin, because it gets the Divine Shield Granter thing.
Yeah.
If you get that off, you feel good, but otherwise just, okay. There's worse, not great. Alright, next 2-drop. Tainted Zealot. 2 mana, 1/1, Divine Shield, spell damage +1. So we took your Kobold Geomancer, gave it -1/-1, and Divine Shield. Or alternatively, we gave your Argent Squire spell damage for 1 more mana.
I think this one's alright. I don't know, like, it's not nearly, like, I like it more than I like Kobold Geomancer, which is to say, like, Kobold Geomancer's kind of bad, so, like, we're better than kind of bad.
I still don't like it as much as Blood Mage Thalnos, but that's
right.
A legendary.
Right, like, nothing beats Blood Mage Thalnos as far as that goes, but, like, like, it is slightly better than Kobold Geomancer, a basically unplayable card outside of back when Spirit Claws cost 1. So, like, if this existed back then, this would be played over it, especially because it works better with Flame Tongue Totems and things like that. So,
yeah. I don't know. I don't feel great picking this in the arena.
No, that's...
But maybe there's some combo deck that wants to play this.
Highly doubt it. Oh well.
Next 2-drop. Hey, finally a 2-drop with real stats. Tuskar Fisherman. 2 mana, 2/3. Battlecry, give a friendly minion spell damage +1.
So everything
this is a 2-drop with spell damage I can get behind.
Yeah, everything I just said about being better than Kobold Geomancer, throw it out the window. This is the actual better than Kobold Geomancer.
Right. Needs another minion for the spell damage to work, which technically there are combo decks that play Kobold Geomancer just for the spell damage. But but that said,
I don't think there are.
I have a priest deck that played it because I didn't own Blood Mage Thalnos.
Oh,
Does
okay.
that count?
No.
Okay. But that was a dumb OTK deck. But anyways, that said, yeah, this is fine for arena. I mean, Razorfin, River Croclus with upside.
Yes.
Excellent. Good.
Yep.
Moving on. Death Speaker.
Oof.
3 mana, 2/4. Battlecry. Give a friendly minion immune this turn. Holy cow.
This is an incredibly powerful card.
So, what's the name of that Paladin 2-drop that passes off Divine Shield?
That is a...
Argent Protector?
Argent Protector.
Is that what it is? Okay, that card. This does a good impression of that. 1 more mana for 2 more health. Like, this is a almost on-curve play, but...
Immune can sometimes be better than Divine Shield. Sometimes worse. Because the Divine Shield, you could, like, put it on it and the Divine Shield could stick around. Right. But Immune, like... that, like, if you put Immune on a Wind Fury unit that can hit twice and not have to pop,
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it's better with Wind Fury, and most of the time just worse, because it's just this turn instead of keeping it on there.
yeah, honestly, most of the time it's just the same. You're usually using it the turn you play it.
Right.
So, hell, you play your Bloodfen Raptor, they play their Bloodfen Raptor, you kill their Bloodfen Raptor and lose nothing.
Yeah, no, this is strong. Or even just later in the game where it's like, okay, we trade 6/6s, right? Wrong.
Yeah, this is extremely good. I talked about when we were talking about the Paladin card that was a revive a minion and bring it to 1. This is one of the 2 cards I was referring to that I think are just better than that most of the time.
Yeah, fair. This is good. Alright,
Yeah.
moving on.
High pick.
Speaking of good Arena 3s, Hilmnir Frost Rider. 3 mana 4/4, Battlecry, freeze your other minions. So, there was that 3 mana Ogre that had a 50% chance to attack the wrong thing. That was a really good Arena card that a ton of people played, just because it was a 3 mana 4/4. This is often not even a downside if you just have no other minions, or sometimes it's just okay. Well, we talked about with that Shaman card about how freeze works, so maybe it's just you have minions and play. It's like, okay, I just won't attack with my other guys this turn so I can play a 4/4, and now my guys are frozen, they immediately defrost. Or okay, I attacked with my guys to trade and now I play a 4/4. Or okay, I attacked and traded down, so they've already gotten their value. I don't mind freezing them. Like, this is really good. And
yeah, this is quite strong.
I guess it's bad if you're already ahead on board, but that's just the ability to get a really good thing out on 3 in the arena is extremely strong. And then
Yep.
And then your opponent owns you with a shatter or a nice pick.
Yeah, it's good. 4/4 for 3. You talked about the Ogre. Like, that's just such a good stat line.
Yep. Alright, moving on. Vryghoul. 3 mana, 3/1. Death Rattle. If it's your opponent's turn, summon a 2/2 Ghoul. So, Magma Rager with 2 attack off. But when it dies, and it probably will, you get a 2/2 Ghoul. Is it good?
Yeah. Like, okay, so I think the different comparison for this would be like Egg Napper.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Egg Napper is a known, actually, very strong card.
And this seems weaker than Egg Napper because, like, rather than getting 2 1/1s, you get a 2/2, but it only works if your opponent decides to trade with it.
Right. Or, like, ping it because 3 classes are going to be doing that.
Yeah. Which, in that case, like, they're spending their turn pinging it, and you get a 2/2 for your troubles, and, like, that's good.
This is a 3 mana 2/2 that, like, eats a hero power good. Probably fine. I don't think it's great. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe it is good. I don't know. Maybe if you think about it like Harvest Golem.
I think it's acceptable. Like, and you have to... I guess you just have to accept that sometimes you're going to trade this and not get the Ghoul.
Yeah.
So...
Alright, on to 4s. Grave Shambler. 4 mana 4/4 Elemental. Whenever your weapon is destroyed, gain +1/+1. So, basically, 4 mana 4/4 except in Rogue.
Where it's extremely good because it's a 4 mana 5/5 that continues to grow, and every turn can grow because you overwrite your weapon.
Yeah.
Like, because you can choose to overwrite your weapon every turn. Like, Oof. Yeah, Rogue, Inspire, gain +1/+1. Like,
right, like, Inspire is kind of bad in Rogue, but...
The card itself is, even as a 4/4, a lot of the times that's my line for, like, acceptable 4-drop, and Elemental means that it'll matter a little more in certain classes. Mage,
right.
Shaman. Shaman can even use the weapon thing on it, so...
Yeah. And also the other thing, again, with Rogue as to why it's not just Inspires. If you already have a weapon up, you can get that buff without paying any mana into it.
Yeah.
Just play a 4-mana 5/5.
So, I like it.
Yep. Alright, next card, Grim Necromancer. 4-mana 2/4, Battlecry, summon 2 1/1 skeletons. So, extra mana on Don't Mess with Tuskar for an extra health and an extra 1/1.
Or like Dragonling Mechanic, but instead of a 2/1, you get 2 1/1s.
Yeah.
Which, that's a card I play.
This seems fine.
Yeah, like, on the balance, this is above curve. 4/6.
Also, how many cards can you actually say you make 3 pogs, like Doppelgangster?
Yeah, the fact that you get a bunch of pogs like that matters a lot. Like, you can make a lot of use for them. Also, skeleton.
Yes. Alright, next card, Night Howler. 4-mana 3/4. Whenever this minion takes damage, gain +2 attack. So it's some sort of basically Gurabashi Berserker for 1 less with adjusted stats. I don't know if this is good or not.
You know,
Gurabashi Berserker has 7 health, and this is like Spider Tank for more. Like,
it feels like a fake enrage.
yeah, like, is this just dying if it's taking damage? Like, just eating a trade? Like, I don't feel great playing a 4-mana 3/4, and if I ping it, okay, I've got a 6-mana 5/3. Ugh.
Yeah, this seems like it needs more, like, supporting it, like, you know, a Blessing at Kings or
Whirlwind
something.
Warrior, like, put a Inner Rage on here, like, just for some burst, but, like, that wasn't really good with Gurabashi Berserker and played, so I don't see why it'd be good here. This just seems the body's too poor for anything useful to work with it. I'd much rather have it as, like, 1 or 2 attack and more health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's that good. Alright. Yeah, you have any thoughts here, or basically?
No.
Okay. Next, Wicked Skeleton. 4-mana 1/1. Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each minion that died this turn. Wasn't this that Blackrock Mountain mechanic? Oh, that was for mana cost reduction for minions that died in a turn. How easy were those to actually pull off?
Usually, the only thing you could ever depend on with those was 1-for-1ing. Like, you would trade your 1 minion into theirs, and that was, like, the best. So, like, Volcanic Drake costing 4 was pretty reliable. But, like, this needs... In order to be on cost, you need 3. But, like, it needs... Like... You need, like, 3 or 4 minion deaths to knock it out?
Like, let's put it this way. Flesh-Eating Ghoul is not the greatest arena card. It's what I'll play, but it's not great. That costs 1 less than this, and starts off as like a 2/3, and it's probably at least like a 3/3 or something, or maybe more.
I don't even like Flesh-Eating Ghoul that much.
This is probably worse than that.
Like, you want to play this after you play Consecrate and make a 4/4? Like, it feels like you're putting a bunch of work into getting a generic minion.
Right, and it's often just a 4-mana 1/1 if you can't actually do anything. Like, you're in Top Deck Wars, empty boards, and Top Deck Wars, empty boards, you top deck this.
Yeah, hey, nice 1/1 that dies to a hero power. Good luck.
Bad. Okay. Moving on. Bloodworm. 5 mana, 4/4 beast with lifesteal. So this is another one of those cards where I'm just saying it reminds me of the Wind Fury cards that are just like slightly understated for their mana cost because they have a powerful ability.
Yeah, I think this one's alright, and, like, is maybe one of the best neutral, like, life gain cards we have.
Yeah. It comes down on 5, though, and again, I don't like the prospect of making, like, poor trades, but, because, again, I've mentioned this before, Hearthstone is a game all about making good trades in your favor, and this is just, like, 5 mana for, like, I could be playing a Pit Fighter for 5 mana.
Yeah, well, the baseline I think for this would be you get a 2/2 with it, right? Like Silverhand Knight. So like you're giving up a free 2/2 for lifesteal, and like is that worth it? I think in some decks it might.
Probably. I don't think it is, but you don't feel the worst playing this. Also, this is honestly, I think they printed it just as a way so zombies could get lifesteal.
You know, that's probably like, I'd say like 30% of why this card exists.
Yeah.
So you can make a 5/5 Zombiest or a 5/5 or a 6-mana 5/5 charge, something like that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this can also appear on the back end half because it's just a keyword ability too. But combined with something else, like I don't know, make a your 6/6 pack rat with lifesteal, or I don't know.
yeah, I can see that being played. Is all I can say about it.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to next into more fives, and this is a pretty good one. Cobalt Scalebane, 5-mana 5/5 dragon. At the end of your turn, give another random friendly minion +3 attack. So, Master Swordsmith got buff. Like, did you know this is a good card?
This thing's incredible.
Like, that's immediately, like, 8/5 in stats for 5 mana.
Like, if this lives through, like, the back and forth, you know, you play this and they don't kill it, that's, 11 power and 5 toughness. It's extremely strong. Like, Master Swordsmith, like, needs to up their game if some dragon knows how to make a big sword like this. I'm not certain if this is the best neutral common in the set, because there's another one up ahead that's really, really powerful, but this one's one of my favorites. I see picking and playing this a lot. Also a dragon.
Yep. Definitely good. Okay, next card. Scelemancer. 5-mana 2/2. Death Rattle. If it's your opponent's turn, summon an 8/8 Skeletal Flayer.
So, this is the biggest anti-sweeper card I've seen. Like, you summon the biggest... Like, if they consecrate you, you get the hugest skeleton, you know?
Right. So your opponent probably just ignores it, and you're not trading it in because you want to get that 8/8. And you've basically played 5 mana for a 2/2, so... but it keeps the sweeper from happening.
Yeah, this is... I like the idea of the Scelemancer more than, like, being a 2/2 that can't die. It's basically an egg.
Right. At least you can't get owned by a Potion of Madness with this. Unlike the, what's the one that summons a 5/5? That one you can totally get owned by Potion of Madness for.
Oh, God. Well, yeah. For a moment you said Potion of Madness. I was like, oh, it's bad, but...
No, yeah, I was just saying you can't get owned by Potion of Madness with these things. Whereas the one that summons the 5/5, which this compares similar to, that one you can totally get owned by Potion with.
Yeah. I still like this mechanic a lot, even though this one is like, you just ignore it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Potion of Madness can steal it, but they won't get the dinosaur because it's their turn when they kill it. Like, they can steal the 2/2, but it doesn't do anything to steal it, you know.
I thought of the dumbest thing. This and an Abomination on the board at the same time. No.
Anyway.
This an Abomination? Yeah, that would still not make Abomination.
That's not really... Like, Abomination still kind of...
Yeah. Somebody will do that and feel great, but... Anyways. More fives. Sunborne Valkyr. 5-mana 5/4. Battlecry. Give adjacent minions +2 health. What's a priest card doing in neutral?
Yeah, this is... also, this thing's incredibly powerful for how much stats it's giving. 5 power 8 toughness. You get to make some trades that won't be trades because you hand off health. Like, this is... Whew. There's some really good, like, 5+ minions in this set for, like, Arena.
Like, Temple Enforcer is 3 health to 1 minion, is considered, like, primo in Arena.
Yeah.
This is almost that much health to 2 minions.
Yeah, this makes, like, you're going to make, when I say make trades, I mean, like, you play this and, like, you don't trade. You
trade
like,
down.
You bump down and they don't die, you know? Your Yeti bops into their Lost Tall Strider and lives, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, good card.
Yeah, it reminds me almost of what is it? Priestess of the 4/5 that heals things for 2, except this like gives you the health even before it attacks, so you can trade down instead of having to like live through it and then heal it back up.
It's not Priestess of Allurn because that's one that heals you 4. Oh. But I know which card you're talking about. It's a 5-costing 4/5 that heals everything for 2. I don't remember the name of it.
It's been around forever, and okay, but anyways, yeah, good card. Next card, Venomancer. 5 mana, 2/5, poisonous. So basically falls smack between an Emperor Cobra and my Exna.
Yeah. This thing's good. It like can bump into thing. It's going to kill anything it hits, and it's going to bump into. It might survive that hit and get to do it twice, you know?
Right. Yeah, definitely strong. What was my Exna? 6 mana, 2/8 or 2/6?
2/8.
2/8. Okay, so 3 more health or 1 more mana. It's not quite my Exna strong, but if it actually can like trade with 2 things, then yeah, you feel great with this in Arena.
And watch out for Potion of Madness, like you usually do with poisonous cards, because that always can ruin you.
But maybe they can't like. Well,
kill it?
They probably run it into something. If you don't have anything with 5 or more attack, then it still lives, but yeah.
Yeah.
Decent.
Kodo, that too.
Next card, Necrotic Geist. Geist, aren't those magic card things?
those were Innistrad, yeah.
But, 6 mana, 5/3. Whenever one of your other minions dies, summon a 2/2 Ghoul. So, compares, I think, to Cultmaster and Soul of the Forest.
Though, much like this card reminds me of the Rogue card that we talked about, the one that makes your weapon indestructible, or your weapon doesn't lose durability. Because if you don't answer this, you're just going to play another minion. They run all their ghouls into your minion and get more ghouls.
Oh god, it doesn't have like the magic thing where it says non-token.
No.
Your ghouls just become ghouls.
Yeah, like it just keeps going. This never stops. So if they can't kill the Geist, like they'll never be able to kill the Geist because they'll never get a foothold on the board again. So this demands removal.
So this is why they nerfed Warsong Commander.
Yeah. This is the other card I was talking about when I mentioned Infinites with Defile. You play the other common we saw that gives immune on the turn to this card. And then play Defile with a 2 Ghoul and a 1 Ghoul. And then you'll just get infinite ghouls. And they'll keep coming up 2/1 die, 2/1 die. You'll have 3 ghouls going in a loop. And that should never end. Because it doesn't have exponential growth like Grim Patrons do. Or geometric growth, not linear growth.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's the other infinite I could come up with Defile. But yeah, this is strong.
Yep. It's like, again, like Cult Master and Soul of the Forest, you kind of need to already have the board for this to work. But when it works, you feel great.
Yeah, like if you have the board and they don't have a piece of removal for it, I think the game ends. So,
whenever one of your ghouls dies, summon a ghoul.
Right.
What if they has a secret text that it doesn't affect ghouls? Doesn't make it a very different card, but
I don't think it does though. Like even if they have it's like they have Consecrate, but they can't Consecrate to kill this. So yeah. Portable Door, that's what I expect. Hearthstone times out when effects just go infinite like that, usually.
Yep. Alright, next card. Spellweaver. 6 mana, 4/4. Spell damage +2. Well, how much did, what was it?
3 toughness. You lost 3 toughness off Archmage for this. For the second point of spell damage.
I was going to say, the 2/2 spell damage, too. How much did that cost?
4.
4. So, +2/+2 on that for 6. So basically, spell damage 2 is rated as like a 2-mana ability.
Yeah, this is... See, I don't know what constructed deck would want to play this, because if you're playing like a combo deck, Evolved Kobold is cheaper and you don't care about the body. And if you wanted this for the body and plus spell damage, Archmage is better. So, like, this doesn't have a nit. Like,
right.
this doesn't have a niche at all. Like, there's nowhere for this to fit.
Right. Like, even, what was it, the 2/2. That Evolved Kobold. That saw play in one particular mage deck for a short time. This, no, and this is not seeing play anywhere. This is like a nerf on Moonglade Portal. Or
Right.
wait, does that summon 6s?
That summons 6s.
Yeah.
This is like you evolve into it and you're like, oh. Right.
Alright, so yeah, I agree with you completely. I don't see what deck caused this. And if I see that in Arena, I'm just going to be really sad.
Right.
And speaking of cards in Arena that I think I'm going to have a complete opposite effect on, Bone Mare. 7 mana 5/5. Battle Cry. Give a friendly minion +4/+4 and taunt. So what if you just had like the biggest, dumbest Houndmaster in neutral, and it's like, yeah, my 4/4 I happen to have is now a tree, and I've also played a 5/5 for 7. Like, this is 9 and 9 in stats with some taunt.
Yeah.
For 7, and four of those stats are immediately able to like attack.
You put this on that 2/2 you want to get killed. Yeah, like, this is a common. This is, oh god, they do this every set. They do this every set now, where there's another card that's just like, yep, here we go, have fun in the arena, jerks. Like,
Bog Creeper. Bone Mare.
You play this in Shaman or you play this in Paladin, and it's just like, hero power, play this. Whoops, I made a 5/5 and a 5/5. That's fair for a common, right? And it's just like,
For 9.
Okay, like, it's just like, this is, or say you're in a point where it's like, I played Boulder Fist Ogre, and the Ogre, like, wasn't killed. It's like, well, here's my 10 power Ogre that has 11 toughness and taunt. 7 seems undercosted for this, especially just on numbers game.
Yeah, or even like 6, what is it? 1/1 that makes a 6/6, and then your 1/1 becomes a 5/5.
One of the tricks about the numbers thing that we usually do, which is the numbers rule we usually follow, is the power and toughness of the card, or what is generated by it, should equal double the mana cost +1. So, like, a Bloodfin Raptor has 3+2, which is 5, which is 1 over double the cost, 4, or 2 to 4. The thing is, that falls off the higher up you go. You stop following that rule, because at that point, like, you're paying so much mana, like, they don't follow that rule anymore. Like, when you're playing War Golem or things up there, usually you're getting power and toughness equal to double the mana cost, and sometimes a little better. But no, this is 18 or +4 on its mana cost on the mana math. Yeah, Blessing of Kings on a 5/5. This is Blessing of Kings, but you get a 5/5 for 3 mana, also taunt.
Yeah, add 3 mana to your Blessing of Kings to make a 5/5.
So,
this is gonna be a real jerk, and I'm gonna lose to it a lot.
Like, this could not give power, and I'd still consider playing it. Like, if it was just +0/+4 and taunt, like, there's a world where I would consider playing that. Yeah,
then it's like a weird neutral version of Temple Enforcer that's still a pain in the neck.
Yeah, so this is... I look forward to crushing people and being crushed by this card a lot.
Yep. And I think that's it for commons. Yep. So, on to neutral rares. There are 9 of them. So, first off, Happy Ghoul. Look at that happy little ghoul. 3 mana 3/3. Costs 0 if your hero was healed this turn. I mean, fine on its own to pick in most classes, just because, yeah, that's an okay body, I'll accept.
Yeah.
This gives Priest a real solid opener to actually start the game on the front foot.
Sort of.
You have to be damaged.
You have to be damaged.
Which is not unreasonable with how much aggro exists in Hearthstone, or even people who will just, like, hero power you on 2 in your face. So, that said, though, like, on 2, heal yourself, drop 2 of these, feel like the biggest champ in the world.
Yeah, you need to have, like... So, you need to have a way to heal yourself, so you either need to have taken damage from, like, an opposing minion or from, like, yourself in some way to make this free. But yeah, if you do that, like, I think there's a deck where this works, but that deck also is very much it's going to lose, like, you know, it's going to just play this as a 3 mana 3/3 like 80% of the time, because, like, and then the other 20% it gets to play a 3/3 on turn 2, and they go, okay, I guess I play a Bloodfin Raptor. And they're like, oh, right. I guess I don't think the value is worth the cost, you know?
Maybe. Yeah.
It's
I don't
definitely
know.
nifty, though. Also has
The
really
thing
cool
is,
art.
that argument, maybe this is a bad way to go about it. That's what people said about, what was that really dumb Nax Rammus 1-drop that grew on every death rattle?
This is not, like...
No,
this
I know,
is
it's not that.
Undertaker.
This
Come
I know
on.
this is not Undertaker. No, I know. Just that argument, though, people said that about Undertaker, it wasn't great if you drew it late, but I'm just saying, if you mull to have this in hand on your opener...
Yeah, but this isn't great if you have it early, either. Like Undertaker, like, I'm not even going to bother to rebut your argument because I don't think it's valid in any way.
Okay, that's fair, because I don't... If you actually did, I probably would have told you stop that. I was just screwing around. Okay, so good. Glad we're on the same page there.
All right.
Anyways, moving on. So, next card, Mindbreaker. 3 mana 2/5, which actually does pass the stat line test. Hero powers are disabled. So, I think I know why they printed this, and it's hero cards.
This is okay, first question. Is this like graveyard art? This art looks really familiar to me, and I don't know why. Like, I feel like I've seen this before on something else, and I don't...
Was this in the WoW TCG?
Maybe? I don't know, but the art looks too familiar to me. Like I've seen it before. Anyway, unrelated. This is, like, 2/5 is a known 3-drop body, you know? Passes the test. And, like, man, hero powers are off. Like...
Yep. So...
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. This is like the counter, like a card they put in here to be like, okay, well, you can play this to kind of counter the absolutely ridiculous hero powers of the hero cards.
Yeah, or even just like, okay, well, we got to fatigue. What, and your power outraces mine. Too bad, this is my last card.
Yeah, like, you know, you can't steady shot me versus...
Right, I mean,
Yeah.
it affects
Okay.
both players, but...
It affects both players, but you choose to turn it on. So, like, if you're rogue, you can already have a knife up and have that knife, like, ready to go. And then by the time this dies, because it'll inevitably die, everything in Hearthstone does, like, then you can remake the knife.
Yeah.
Take this into some old adventures. Yeah, this is a card that will let you, if it works the way it should, will let you just beat every single adventure.
Or even new adventures.
You play this and
Oh,
then...
no,
they're like,
did they print this just to force you to, like, craft it if you want to beat the Lich King and then...
maybe?
I don't know. Yeah. And, was there anything else I want to say? Also, clearly this card was printed as a counter for Inspire, right?
Obviously. Yeah, they thought Inspire was a little too good, so they printed this as a way to counter it.
Right.
More realistically, you can play this and, like, laugh at your opponent, your quest warrior opponent.
What's...
Yeah, so they can't Ragnaros you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's true as well. Or even, like, it beats Jiraxis. Like, well, actually, Jiraxis just punches it twice, but... Anyways, moving on. Shallow Gravedigger. 3 mana, 3/1. Death Rattle. Add a random Death Rattle minion to your hand. This can go infinite!
Keep getting itself. Yes.
Seems fine to me. I mean, compared to Loot Hoarder?
Yeah.
Also, probably going into Quest Priest.
Maybe Quest Priest already got enough like upgrades that they might not care too much about this one.
Yeah, it's just guaranteed like 2 Death Rattle triggers, but
right. Like it depends on how much control options they want to play. I don't like personally. If I was building Quest Priest, this isn't a card I would include.
Yeah,
but
and as the Zoos point out, this can get you out of class stuff.
Yeah, not discovering.
So actually, where this is going in is into your rogue deck, right?
Probably. It probably has to by rules. That'll be like right. So we put this in the Death Rattle rogue that wants to roll the bones. I like the card. The card.
I do too. It's still value. I'd be fine picking it in Arena. A lot of Death Rattle cards are good. So, all right, moving on. Keening Banshee. 4 mana, 5/5.
That's literally a magic card.
Wait, that's literally the name of a magic card? Nice.
Yeah, that's from Ravnica, right? Yeah, Ravnica. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, this wouldn't be the first Hearthstone card to have the exact same name as a magic card. Hello, Mirror Entity. Hello. All kinds of stuff. But anyways, 4 mana, 5/5. Whenever you play a card, remove the top 3 cards of your deck. So, reminiscent of 2 cards in my mind, there's that Rogue 4 mana 5/5 that had a downside from Naxxramas. You remember that one?
Yeah, it bounced one of your minions on death.
Right. Also reminds me of Fell Reaver. However, this you control. It's whenever you play a card. So, if this is just, like, trading, maybe you're totally fine with this. Maybe you're even totally fine burning 3 cards just to have a better board. This is actually good, I think.
Yeah, this is definitely, like, I don't see this as, like, this isn't enough of an upside on, like, the stat line to be a constructed playable card in my mind, because you're just gaining 1 point on a Yeti. That's not enough to, like, unless you have some weird thing where you want to go into fatigue. Like, I don't know, is there a combo where you put yourself into fatigue and then, like, win the game from there? Like, you play this, get rid of your deck, and then Dead Man's Hand? Like,
it's the counter to the Shufflin' Minds deck.
But like in the arena, 100%, I will play this every time because it's a better Yeti and will like probably 2 for 1.
Right. And the 3 cards you probably don't mind, and if you do, you can at least control that.
Yep.
So, moving on. Phantom Freebooter. Is this maybe the only pirate in the set? Did we see any others? I don't think we did.
Yeah.
4 mana, 3/3 pirate. Battlecry. Gain stats equal to your weapons. So, reminiscent of the 2 mana, 2/3 that gains attack equal to your weapon's attack. But this also buffs its health by your weapon's durability.
Yeah.
So play it after a Doomhammer. Got it.
Sadly, it doesn't gain like the text of the weapon. It doesn't gain the Wind Fury.
Right, but it still would make it like a...
So, like, if you're in Rogue, baseline, this is a Yeti, and if you have ways to pump your weapon, it can be better. This isn't... I don't see this going into Pirate Warrior. It's too slow.
Yeah, same.
But, like, you need to be in a weapon class that has a decent weapon that can make this into a better than Yeti for you to want to play this.
Right, and the other question is, you have to also make sure that it makes it actually something better than a, like, again, the 2 mana 2/3.
Or even, like, something better than just playing the Naga Corsair that makes your weapon better. Like,
right.
A lot of the times that's just going to be more effective because you want your weapon to have more damage on it.
This is totally a synergy card, isn't it?
Yes, you're going to see this a lot.
Boy.
I don't know what it bothers me that I don't know what the definition of synergy is, but I assume the definition is bad. That's the actual. Your first 2 arena picks are bad.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So.
Well, there's a different gain stats equal to weapons thing that we'll see later that is a little more interesting to me than this one. But moving on. Saronite Chain Gang.
Yes.
4 mana, 2/3 taunt. Battlecry, summon a copy of this minion. So, basically, it's Spirit Wolves, the Shaman card, except instead of the Overload, it's just 4 mana instead of 3. But, Grimy Goons is a thing that exists.
It's a thing that exists in non-constructed formats, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody do anything with Goons in constructed.
I've seen the Paladin buff give all your minions in hand +1/+1 spell or minion.
Okay.
Some of those get run sometimes, but this is like you play any hand buff and suddenly this thing is.
Well, the trick is that this is 4 power and 6 toughness on its base.
Yeah.
Like
Wolves is a good card, and that overloaded for 2, so that was like a 5 mana card basically.
Right.
This is 4 mana.
Yeah, like this is strong stuff. If you ever do get, like, if you're playing Paladin in the arena and you have like the team pump, or if you're playing Warrior and you have the +2/+2 to a card in your hand, you pump this, like that gets stupid. It's like, oh, what if I just make 2 4/5s? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
With taunt, obviously.
Also, Omnicron confirms that neutral we saw before was the only pirate.
Nice.
And yeah, no, this. I mean, actually, is the Warrior's quest summon or play taunt minions?
Play. I'm pretty sure it's play.
Yeah, okay, right, because you can't just en passant. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Specifically
talking
for
about that. Yeah, okay, but still, this is. I mean, maybe Taunt Druid would play this. I don't know. Depends how real that is.
I think the card on its base is just good. So, like, there's a chance that this sees play, especially as just like a flood, like a floodgate to block early aggression.
Right.
Like,
oh, and Druid is Goons, right? Or not?
no, Jade.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Okay. Well, either way, this.
Good old. The actual answer to the other class who's Goons is Hunter, except for Hunter basically doesn't have anything that's real.
Hunter,
It's a
Paladin, and
Warrior.
Oh, Warrior, right.
Again, nobody remembers Goons because they really weren't that good.
Except in Paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, well anyways. Next card. Ticking Abomination. 4 mana 5/6. Death Rattle. Deal 5 damage to your minions.
what a drawback. Oh boy. Alright.
I mean, it's probably decent if you play it on its own without anything else, but oh boy, this can backfire. Also, people have also suggested, well, you can donate this card to your opponent and then trade into it.
Like, couldn't you just play Fellfire Potion instead?
Yeah, or alternatively, I was actually going to say, if you actually want the 2-card combo with what needs a minion and a spell, Shadow Flame.
Yeah, like, there's... That's just, like, doing the funny thing for the sake of it, and it's not even more effective than the normal thing. So, like, because you have to 3-for-1 yourself to get that to work.
Right. Shadow Flame's the 2 for...
Yeah,
several. I mean, not 3-for-1. It's hopefully you're trading for more things than that.
Oh, I was talking about the treachery. Moves, like, where it's
yeah. I mean, it's 3 cards, but spending. But hopefully, it's more than just for 1.
It's probably for 1. This is a. I understand wanting to do the funny thing. It's just my brain will never not be like, well, just play the Fellfire Potion. It's right there, like it's right next to you.
Don't play this in your N'Zoth deck. And. Maybe play this in your Silence Priest deck.
I think this is going to come up on Evolves or things like that more often than anything else.
Popping out of a piloted Sky Golem.
Yeah.
All right.
Which, that's actually all right. Like, usually when I've piloted Sky Golem, it's the only minion I have.
Right.
This is fine as your only minion.
Yeah. Alright, moving on. Corpse Razor. 5 mana 3/3. Battle Cry. Give a friendly minion. Death Rattle. Resummon this minion. So, that Shaman card we were talking about, Ancestral Spirit, the one that the Paladin gets a bad version of, what if you just get that in neutral?
I find this card hilarious because it says that Shaman card is not strong enough, like, or it's good enough that we can just do a neutral version of it, but Paladin still, for some reason, has to have the worst version of it. This card is very comparable to the 2/4 we saw earlier that makes your unit immune, but generally even in a better way, because this is not until end of turn. It just hands off that text.
Yeah, this is fantastic in almost any N'Zoth decks, because it just says, okay, like, take all your best death rattles that you want dying multiple times and make them die a couple extra times so you get more of them off N'Zoth.
Yeah, like you can't add things like you can't give this to a non-death rattle minion and then get it back from N'Zoth, but you can have a death rattle minion die twice.
Yeah. Like, if you're in Wild, obviously your Sludge Belchers and Sylvanas. Basically same things you'd, like, Ancestral Spirit, or in Shaman, another popular one was, I think, White Eyes. But, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things you can be Tyrion Foidering.
Like, this is in the arena, this is incredibly good because it lets you turn Ancestral Spirit's problem was that it's like one card that like needs to be in a decent situation to make use of it, and anytime you just put a spell on a body, it instantly becomes a stronger card.
Yeah, no, this is trade, except my trade is actually your guy dies and my guy full heals.
Right. So.
And gets any death rattles that it has.
Yep.
Alright, good card. Is it appropriately costed?
I think so for the body it's on. The cost means that it's going to be harder to make use of in like a just like if you don't already have the board. But like a 3 mana 3/3 is cost, and then 2 cost for the ability. That's
Yep. Okay. Moving on. Bone Drake. 6 mana for a 6/5 dragon. Death Rattle. Add a random dragon to your hand. So, -1/-1 on the stat line test, but that Death Rattle.
That's a strong... This is like the card that bridges the gap between Dragon Priest and Death Rattle Priest.
No,
like
well, I mean, you played in your Death Rattle Priest, and it just means your deck gets a card that doesn't die to the Dragonfire Potion you're already playing.
Yep.
Like, also fantastic in the arena, pick it every time.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, because the secret about dragons is that they're generally, with a few exceptions, like Fairy Dragon, they're like huge top end. Like, if you pick a dragon at random, you're very likely to get, like, an 8 mana, or an 8 costing, 8/8 for 9. Just, whoops, I got an 8/8 for 9.
And sometimes you get, like, oh, here's Deathwing, here's Ysera, here's Onyxia.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like, oh, I got Fairy Dragon, but if you got Fairy Dragon out of your 6/5, like, that's still fine. Like, I don't think this has a dragon it can give that's, like...
Yeah. Notably, you can get out-of-class dragons with this.
Yep.
Which... Are there even any class dragons in Standard besides, like, Dragonet Operative?
Is Koldara Drake gone?
Yeah, that's gone. That was
gone.
Grand Tournament because it cared about hero powers. And then there's, like, the Paladin one was gone.
The Mage Legend.
Mage Legend.
Is a dragon. Which is kind of funny because, like, if you get Syndragosa in a non-mage class, it's a lot worse because you can't actually ping off the O1s. But even then, you got an 8/8 off of this. Like, so your one card was a 6/5 and an 8/8.
Yep.
So
very good.
Yeah. Maybe not the most mana-efficient thing, but, like, if you just need to keep rolling bodies...
Oh, maybe the worst thing you get off this is, like, Bookworm, actually, with no dragons in hand.
Yeah, Bookworm, or if you can't get Twilight Whelp because that was in.
Or actually, Midnight Drake.
You're likely to have cards in your hand at least if it's Midnight Drake. Like, it's probably a 3/4.
Yeah, which is still value, which is fine on a card like
Which is
this.
honestly, it's better than the Bookworm, which is like a 3/6 for 6. So
Yeah. Alright,
yeah.
I think that's it for rares. Yep. So moving on to epics.
Oh, what the heck?
Drakari Enchanter. 3 mana 1/5. Your end of turn effects trigger twice.
What? God, I need a list of cards this affects.
Yeah, so we had Bran, and we had how do I always forget the name of that one from Knack? Rivendare.
Yeah.
Right. So now we have end of turn effects trigger twice. So I don't know Ragnaros off the top of my head, but like
I'm looking. After you summon minion attacks,
Baron
damage, minion death, healing triggers. End of your turn. Okay, found a list.
Ysera.
Grime Street Enforcer, Grimy Gadgeteer, Friendly Bartender, Healing Totem, Manatide Totem, Primal Fin Totem, Baron Geddon, Blood of the Ancient One, ha.
You know, Manatide Totem might be a good one for this. Just
Hogger, Ysarge, Ysera, Ragnaros Light Lord, Cabal Trafficker, Ghoul.
oh, is it end of either player's turn effects that this affects? I figured it.
Your end of turn.
But what if it's your card says at the end of each player's turn, like Ghoul? How often does it trigger?
No idea. But like, oh yeah, the Warlock 4/5 demon.
Yep.
This is very hard to make work in the arena because it has a kind of crappy body, and like I'm looking at this list of cards it affects, and it's about 20 in the entirety of the game.
This is an Amgam Rager.
Validated Doomsayer triggers at the beginning of turn, so no. Yeah. So
yeah, if you pick this in the arena, it's often just an Amgam Rager, but there are probably constructed decks that want to play this for shenanigans.
yeah, there's definitely a shenanigan deck to be built around. Like Grimy Gadgeteer is one that's enough of a shenanigan that I can see. The Gadget Man that double pumps your hand.
Yeah, or the Paladin version of that.
Yeah, that's better.
Alright,
Cool.
moving on. Into the second of our 9 epics, Corpse Taker. 4 mana, 3/3. Battle Cry. Gain Taunt if your deck has a Taunt minion. Repeat for Divine Shield, Lifesteal, and Wind Fury. So, 2 words for you. Bane Slayer Angel.
Like swatting insects. This is you play this with Alakir in your deck, by the way. That's what part of how you get those.
Right,
keywords.
and that gets you everything but the Lifesteal or like Tyrion Forward Ring in your deck. Like, even if you just get Divine Shield Taunt, just for, I don't know, having an Annoyatron or Psychotron in your deck, like...
that makes this on par, like, with Annoyatron,
right.
Psychotron.
And then if you somehow have Wind Fury or Lifesteal in your deck, no, Wicker Flame Burn Bristle...
He's everything but Wind Fury. Yep.
Right, and Alakir is everything but Lifesteal.
So, quick note on the card. It says, gain Taunt if your deck has a Taunt minion. That minion needs to be in your deck at the moment this card comes into play, not during deck construction. So, if you put Wicker Flame in your deck and draw Wicker Flame, it no longer is in your deck.
Right. I still feel, though, like, if you actually have enough cards in your deck to get all of these off at once, you've just dropped, like, the world's most amazing 4-drop.
Yeah, like, honestly, 3 of these keywords is enough to be, like, a ridiculous 4-drop. I don't think, like...
Divine Shield has to be one of them.
Yeah, if Divine Shield needs to be one of them for the card... Like, because once it has Divine Shield, that's a 4-drop I'm already willing to play in the arena, in Silver Moon. If we're talking about the arena, it's like... Taunt's basically a for certainty, and Divine Shield's a little more of a certainty. A little less of a certainty, that is. In Constructed, you're the one building your deck for this, and there's a couple classes that make it a lot easier.
Yeah, no, so like I said, like that's why I just said, like, Baneslayer Angel for mid-range drop with way too many abilities.
How are you getting Wind Fury outside of Alakir? Like,
maybe you're not. Maybe it's totally fine to play without the Wind Fury.
Yeah, so like it's just another copy of Wicker Flame.
Yeah, maybe. Which, fine with that.
Yeah, plus one mana cost, +1/+1.
Yeah, and are there good Wind Fury minions right now?
I know,
I want to say
like,
no.
I think outside of Alec here, there's not a Wind Fury like that you would play in a constructed deck. Like,
Yeah, there's the Elemental, which is fine in Arena, the 4/8, but not a constructed card.
because it says important part is that it says taunt minion, so you can't get Wind Fury off Doomhammer, and you also can't get Wind Fury off of Raging Worgen, which is the only other card I would like
Right.
look at. All the rest of the Wind Fury cards are really poor stat wise.
Yep. Alright. I still think this card's good, though. Alright. Epic number 3. Death Axe Punisher. 4 mana, 3/3. Battle Cry. Give a random lifesteal minion in your hand, +2/+2. Why is a Goons card in this set?
Wait, how did Goons card get in here?
So, I first read this card, it says, as give a random minion in your hand, +2/+2, and lifesteal. But no, it's give a random lifesteal minion in your hand, +2/+2.
How many lifesteal minions are there even in the set? Like 5?
There's some number, but
Oh.
probably not. They're limited, like, Priest gets 2, I think. Paladin gets 1, and...
Cool thing about this card that's a little nifty. You can see the Death Axe Punisher here is wielding an Arcanite Reaper in their right hand there,
Yeah.
right below their like the pauldron that looks like a duck. I swear that looks like a duck with some horns. Anyway, Arcanite Reaper in the WoW TCG had lifesteal.
Huh.
It was a 5/2 weapon that cost 7 that had a lifesteal.
I see.
So, anyway, that's the mechanical link here. Is a WoW TCG card.
Okay, so how do you feel about this? This is often just like, I don't have any lifesteal minions in hand, 4 mana, 3/3, womp womp.
This is on par for me, which is to say, it's one of the worst purples I've seen, and will continue. Purples are just bad. Whatever.
Yep. Alright. Purple number 4 for neutrals.
Oh boy.
Meat Wagon. 4 mana, 1/4 mech. I believe it's the only mech in the set. Death Rattle. Summon a minion from your deck with less attack than this minion. So again, this is like a Goons card, that or like play a buff on it.
You know everything I said about the playability of the last card? You can just you can just repeat that here. Like, this card at least has some sort of interesting idea for it, where it's like, I pump this and then let it die and I get Ysera out of my deck somehow.
You know, if you don't buff this, you don't get anything. It says less attack, not attack or less.
Right, you get Doomsayer or Validated Doomsayer.
Or
like,
a 07 spell damage. Like,
this ain't good.
oh, I guess it gets you eggs.
Oh, no, yeah, egg. Tutors that tutor into play are powerful. So, this has a lot of work in both deck building and play to even baseline function.
No, this is the not the regular egg. What are those Russian eggs called that have the other eggs inside of them?
No, this is at random, Portable Door. Like, it doesn't say at random because, like, Hearthstone cards sometimes don't have all the text they need on them, but you don't get the choice on this.
Fabergé egg?
Ooh, runic egg?
No, it's just, this is your egg, and then inside of this egg is another egg, and inside of that is something.
Oh, this is a piloted egg.
Yeah, it's a piloted egg.
Yeah, this... No, I don't see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nesting dolls.
Maybe okay in Paladin, like put a... what is it? +2/+6 taunt. But maybe that's just that card being good. Okay, moving on. Rattling Rascal. 4 mana 2/2. Battle Cry. Summon a 5/5 skeleton, so it's like super Squire Attend Me. 5/5 and 2/2 for 4. But Death Rattle. Summon a 5/5 skeleton for your opponent. So this is one of those neutral donate targets I was talking about.
This card rules. This is a card that demands that you have some sort of like nifty way to get around the drawback. And if you do have ways like the donate or even just playing evolve, like
yeah, you can play this and then evolve it, and then like it's a 4 and a 5, so suddenly then you get a 5 and a 6.
Yep.
Don't look at the chat. So, do you happen to know what the flavor text for this card is?
You posted it, so yes.
Okay. You did see that. All
Yes.
right, well, I'll just repeat that the flavor text for this card is "Don't give up, skeleton."
I love it. Yes, it's very good. Don't give up, skeleton. Fine work, skeleton. I love this card because it has honestly, the art does a lot for me to like this card. So
Yeah, and again, if you can find a way to evolve it or silence it or donate it, then you're in a good spot.
This is also like a nerf to evolves. Like you're gonna see this like, whoops, I evolved into the skeleton. Oh no.
Would you play this as a purple in Arena, just giving it flat, even if you have no way to abuse it?
I would be not. I don't know. I don't think I would. I think I would need some way to make this work in the Arena, like either like a Youthful Brew or a Silence effect, because like it as is. If I'm playing this as it is in the Arena, I'm basically playing a 5/5. They get a 5/5, and then I just get a 2/2. So effectively, I'm paying 4 mana for a 2/2.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. All right, moving on.
I played it because it's a skeleton, though. So.
Yeah. Next epic, Tomb Lurker, 5 mana, 5/3. Battle Cry. Add a random Death Rattle minion that died this game to your hand.
All right.
Potentially strong. I mean, Arena, that's probably trading with something and then getting you value back.
Well, if you pick up a loot hoarder, that's nice.
Yeah, or even if it's just like a... I don't know, what's that mage 2/1 that gives you a mage spell, or that, or the rogue 2/2 that gives you an out-of-class card. Like, even little things that just have benefit on them.
Interesting. This just says that died this game. Is that both players?
Oh, yeah, actually, I think it is.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Like, I'm looking at, like, in Zoth says your Death Rattle minions.
Interesting, so your opponent can actually screw with this.
Or you could get a good thing from your opponent because of this. It means that that's harder to control in Constructed, but in Limited, it might have a higher ceiling of what it can grab. Because, like, in Limited, you might just be like, oh, I got Igneous Elemental, and, like, sure, that's fine, but maybe you get to take the 5/5 skeleton from your opponent. That makes 2 skeletons.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sometimes you just get a bomb squad or something. I don't know.
I'll take bomb squads back. That's fine. Maybe you get skeletons back.
Yep. Alright, moving on. Furnace Fire Colossus. 6 mana, 6/6, so 1 off of a Boulder Fist Ogre. Battle Cry. Discard all weapons from your hand and gain their combined stats.
What is this? I had not seen this card.
So, this is...
Give me your sword.
So this is like... got too many weapons in hand and complaining that I can't play all these and get no value from them. Well, now you can. And this is the one where I'm just thinking, like, discard a Doomhammer, and there you go. You've got a 6 mana 8/14.
You play warrior, and you play that forge card that gets 2 weapons from your deck, and just build up like a hand of like 4 or 5 axes, and then discard all the axes to the Colossus, and your opponent's like, what? Where did this 22/17 come from? Like, what is this garbage? Hex. Oh, okay.
And also, again, Arena, totally playable. 6 mana 6/6.
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly,
if you don't want your weapons dead, just play them.
Yeah, like an Arena, that could be that's honestly for a purple being worse than a common. Oh, oof. That's what I want for my purples, is being slightly worse than a common. I'm being serious. Like purples are really bad in the Arena. Outside of the neutral ones from the last set where they're like Primordial Drake. So, yeah, this is why Give a Minion Charge is nerfed. I can see that. Or I could understand this being a card that could only have been printed because Charge was nerfed.
Yep.
Cool.
Alright, next purple. Nerubian Unraveler, 6 mana 5/5, spells cost 2 more. So this is the, not that mage 3/2. This is the real, like, anti-quest mage miracle rogue card in this set.
Yeah. This one actually compares, like, this ain't Lotheb, nothing's gonna be Lotheb,
but it's, like, for turn after turn.
It looks pretty close to Lotheb to me.
Yeah, just take that either spell-based decks or combo decks. Like,
yeah, this is, again, like, in the arena, this card's not really great, but I can understand in certain decks, like, if there were certain constructed decks that want... Honestly, it's weird, because this is like a sideboard card in a game that doesn't have sideboards, so...
Right. I've said before, I like those kind of cards in Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Although, actually, I take back what... Now that I've played Pirate Warrior, I take back what I said about that crab. That crab is a pile of... Go...
Okay. Keep getting eaten by the crab.
And people should feel bad for playing it. No. Anyways. But... Yeah, this is... I still like this. I think it's a good answer for certain decks. I think it actually will see play if certain decks get popular enough.
Yeah.
The problem with this is that it's not good against aggro, nor is it good against control. Like, this is specifically, like, played against combo, and that's about it.
Yeah. Against, like, a control deck, you play this, and, like, I guess I have to pay 6 for my removal on it instead of 4, but I'll take it.
Right. Whereas Lotheb was, like, good against most decks in general.
Well, Lotheb had stats on curve. This one doesn't.
Right. Alright, next purple. Hey, it's another form of disruption in Hearthstone. Skulking Geist. 6 mana, 4/6. Battle Cry. Destroy all 1-cost spells in both hands and decks. So this is basically destroy target Jade Idol.
Yeah, this is like, I really, really hate playing against Jade, and I want the Jade Druid player to feel bad. And then you still die to like 8/8 Jades anyway, but
although,
you know.
Also noteworthy that this also stops certain combo warlocks in and combo rogues in Wild.
Power overwhelming and Soulfire.
Yeah, or just like Cold Blood. Is that what the rogue card is?
Yeah, Cold Blood is the rogue card.
Yeah, also Secret Paladin.
You play this on 6, and your opponent is just like,
well,
who am I? Oh. Yeah. This is a cool type.
Ice Lances and Freeze Mage. Like, there's actually a fair number of decks this disrupts. People play cheap cards to, like, do silly combos, so... And again, also Jade Druid.
Yeah. Jade Druid's the like, kind of obvious one for this, but
yeah, a few other things. Alright, so on to Neutral Legends. There's exactly 5 of them, a cycle of 3 and a cycle of 2.
Well, let's have fun talking about the bad ones first.
So, Prince Keliseth. 2 mana 2/2. Battle Cry, if your deck has no 2-cost cards, and I will say cards, that means spells, weapons, and minions. Give all minions in your deck +1/+1. Do you want to play no 2s in your deck just to... I mean, it's strong if you actually get this on 2 and can then keep playing big ahead of curve things out for the rest of the game, but do you want to skip 2?
Like, yeah, or like, not even skip 2, but like, do you want to not have any Frostbolts in your deck? Do you want to not have any, like, cheap removal, Secrets and Hunter? Like,
are there any decks that don't really play many 2s? Like, the only one I can think of that at least doesn't play 2 spells is maybe Paladin? Would Paladin play this? They can hero power on 2?
No way. Why would they'd not play Hydrologist?
Right. Or if you're in Wild, Shields up.
Yeah, like, in Arena, oh my god, if I'm playing no 2s in the Arena, you're losing. You're losing every game. I defy somebody to bring a deck to me that has 0 2-drops and show me going better than going neutral. Like that's I don't think that's possible.
Are these synergy cards?
Sure hope not. Mistcaller is the card that did this and constructed, and Mistcaller was also very bad. That one was bad because it came down too late to matter. It was a 6-drop and was 4/4 body. This one comes down early enough to matter, but the drawback is so high for that. Is so high in a game about curving.
And I got bad news for you. This is probably the best of the 3.
Yeah, I know. Like, Hearthstone is a game about curving, and this card is telling you you can't curve. So, like,
right.
The effect is not worth the cost.
Right. I still think 2 is the least bad to miss if you just are okay with hero powering on 2, but even then...
But, like, then you give up all your, like, spells on that, too. It's just like...
I'm not saying this card is good. I'm just saying it's not as bad as the 2 cards we're about to see next.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, next up, Prince Taldaram. 3 mana, 3/3. Battlecry. If your deck has no 3-cost cards, transform into a 3/3 copy of a minion. So, just for a cheaper Faceless, I have to...
Not even a cheaper Faceless, but you're giving up
3/3.
You're giving up the
like, your
stats.
Leroy combos don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Just for, like, what is the point of this? Why? What?
Like, I don't...
In what world?
So, the biggest point about using, like, okay, so when you're doing Faceless combos, you're either doing, like, so when you're using Faceless Manipulator, the 5-cost card that copies, which is a 3/3 base, you're either copying some large thing your opponent plays in order to, like, match it and then kill it, or you're doing some sort of combo where you're like, I'm going to play out I'm going to play a bunch of buffs on a minion and then copy that minion and beat you with both. This doesn't do either of those.
Yep.
And, like, the third type of copying we've seen in Standard is, like, Molten Reflection on Sorcerer's Apprentice, and you make a bunch of copies of that, and, like, you go Exodia Mage. So you're telling me I can't play Ice Block in that deck if I was playing this?
Or any secrets.
Or any secrets? Or Arcane Intellect? Or, like, any 3? Like, what is...
None of that, no copies of that new 3-mana copying spell that we just saw that that deck probably wants to run? Instead of this?
I'm not saying I wouldn't play this card if it didn't have the restriction, but, like, this card is so poor. Like, the even if it was just Battlecry transformed into a 3/3 copy of a minion, like, that would just be all right. They'd be like, all right, that's a neat card.
I guess the best thing I can say about this card, if its power's off, it's a 3-mana 3/3.
Yeah.
It's probably better than a Frostwolf Grunt as a legendary. Okay.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
Great. Alright, and our 4 version, Prince Valinar, 4-mana 4/4. So maybe this is actually the one that's the best statted body to just be fine playing, considering all these effects are blank.
Mm-hmm.
Battlecry. If your deck contains no 4-cost cards, gain Lifesteal and Taunt.
The worst part on this one is I'm not convinced.
I don't think I'd even play a 4-mana 4/4 Lifesteal Taunt.
I'd play it because it's like a Shendon Shieldmaster, but the trick is that a legend? Like, if it was just a 4-mana 4/4 Lifesteal Taunt, that's a rare. Like, maybe an epic if we're being really kind to it, but that's a rare because it's so thoughtless. It's just 2 keywords of a card. And, like, that card's still good, yes. Like, a 4/4 Lifesteal Taunt is a strong card. Like, Sending Shieldmaster is a strong card. It would be good to play. But
yeah, Lifesteal and Taunt together is pretty good, as we saw with that one Priest card, but because you're forced to attack it, or Burn Bristle. But that said...
Like...
Why? Why does this have a condition?
This doesn't need... Like, President Eric said earlier in the chat, like, I appreciate what they're doing with these, but the cards are way too, like, underpowered, and that's basically it. Like, it's a really cool idea, but the payoff is so bad. Like, oh, I'm playing no 4s in my entire deck, and my payoff is this one minion has taunt.
Yeah. No,
Right.
there's exactly one and only one place I would play any of these 3 cards. And that's that Tavern Brawl where you're guaranteed to get a 2-on-2, a 3-on-3, and a 4-on-4.
I could see, in the future, I could see some sort of rogue deck playing Prince Valinor, because rogue 4s aren't the most powerful things, and life steal is very important to rogue, because rogue is really shit at gaining life. But that means you have to give up Sherazin as well, and you also have to give up any of the 4s that they have in this set, which there's a couple really interesting ones. I realize that not everybody likes the legend as much as I do, but like the weapon one is also a pretty nifty one for specific decks. But Sherazin is the real card. Sherazin's played in a lot of the rogue decks, and you have to give that up. So I don't know. It's this entire cycle is is incredibly underpowered, and none of them feel like legends. Is maybe the biggest thing.
All right. Well, how about some cards that do feel like legends? Let's move to our last 2 cards of the set. So you may remember when we kicked this whole thing off, we said, oh, there's certain cards that can generate Death Knight cards, and we haven't seen any of those yet.
Yep.
Well, we got 2 cards to go, and there's 2 cards that do that. So, introducing Arthas. Yes, that's a pun on Arthas as a dog. You get it? It's funny.
Arthas. I love this dog.
So, 4-mana, 2/2 beast, Death Rattle. Well, not great stats, but Death Rattle, add a random Death Knight card to your hand, and as we've seen, they're all good. So, I don't know, is this visible on stream to you guys? Can you see all this clearly, or...?
I can read these. I'm assuming everybody else can, but I don't know about that.
All right.
We can read them.
Yeah, let's read them, because this is hard to evaluate. All of them are strong, so I think Arthas is an okay card to play. Probably better in decks that care about Death Rattle, I'd say. How
about a good card to get off of a Jeweled Macaw?
Yeah. So, I guess before we read the Death Knight cards, let's just assume they're all strong cards. So would you say 4-mana, 2/2, Death Rattle, add a strong card to your hand?
Yeah. All right. A lot of people are saying they can't read the cards. We should probably do that first.
All right. So, that said, okay, let's do the Time Warp. And
oh, God.
Okay. Here, this should be more readable. Hopefully. So, here are the Death Knight cards. First off, Frostmourne. 7-mana, 5/3 weapon. Death Rattle. Summon every minion killed by this weapon. Value?
Yeah, that's kind of nifty because it's like another neutral weapon. So like you can have Frostborn,
right, but it's random. So
right.
But are you living long enough to do 3 attacks with this so you can even trigger its Death Rattle? Because
depends on the class. If you're a priest, absolutely.
Right, and I guess the other thing is that if your life is a concern, you can just start going face with this to try to pop it.
It's 15 points, like that's 15 points of burn.
Right, then you won't get any value, obviously, but yeah, I like a triple mind control weapon, sure.
Or I mean, if you're that concerned about getting the Death Rattle and you're like Rogue, you could just overwrite Frostmourne and get the Death Rattle too.
Yep. Alright, next one. Army of the Dead. 6-mana spell. Remove the top 5 cards of your deck. Yeah, a lot of these have a downside of removing cards from your deck, so these do kind of rush you to fatigue. But, remove the top 5 cards of your deck. Summon any minions removed. So that's not remove the top 5 cards of your deck. That's just like Genesis Wave.
That's what was the warrior legend that did that?
Varian Rin.
Yeah, this is Varian to 5. Like, except for you don't draw the misses,
Right.
Still, you play this card and you're like, how much of a board do you get? Like, you I guess you built your deck so you know how much it can miss when you get that card, right?
Yep.
But like, I'd say on average that's going to be pretty hefty and can like hit some it can bypass mana costs. So,
yep. The next one, Doom Pact. 5 mana. Destroy all minions. Okay, Twisting Nether for 5. Remove the top card from your deck for each minion destroyed. So it's actually Doom with, instead of drawing the card, as they're just gone.
Yeah, for half the cost. Okay.
So, a Wrath. I guess you feel better getting this off Arfus than you do than the other card that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
But, you can fatigue yourself pretty fast with some of these, but... next one, Death Grip. 2 mana. Steal a minion from your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. So, unlike Thought Steal, this is literally steal. The card will be destroyed from your opponent's deck. This can, again, this is like disruption. You can screw over a combo deck completely.
Yeah, whoops, I took your Antonidas, so...
Yeah, although, notably, it says minion, not spell.
Yep.
I think I like that one. Then we have Death Coil, 2 mana spell, deal 5 damage to an enemy, or restore 5 health to a friendly character.
I want to say 90% of the time you're dealing the 5, but the fact that it has the choice.
Yeah, Lava Burst for 1 less without an overload and the ability to heal.
Yep. That one's incredibly strong. One of the best.
Yep. Then we have Obliterate. 2 mana. Destroy a minion. Your hero takes damage equal to its health. That was totally a magic card, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 8 cost to destroy all lands, creatures, and artifacts. Cannot be countered.
What?
Obliterate?
No, I'm saying this effect...
sorry, the effect is Vendetta. Sorry, I thought you meant the card name, not the card text.
Oh, yeah, no, the
Vendetta is the name of the card. Or Devouring Shadows is the other one.
Devouring Shadows is the one I was thinking of.
But Vendetta is the one that's been printed 4 times.
Yeah, this is still unconditional removal in Hearthstone, which is pretty good, probably. Then we have number 7, Anti-Magic Shell, 4 mana, give your minions +2/+2, and can't be targeted by spells or hero powers.
Oh god, that's team-wide. Oh, hell.
Yeah, that's just instant, what is that shaman card that's cheaper for every Murloc?
Yeah, any...
Every Fin is awesome?
Yeah, every Fin is awesome.
Yeah, that's just 4 mana every Fin that also gives you Shroud. Okay. Yeah, that can sometimes just be win a game.
Yeah, heck.
And then, lastly, Death and Decay. 3 mana, deal 3 damage to all enemies. One-sided Hellfire. Well, for 3.
For 3? Yeah, sure. That bottom half seems a little bit more powerful than the top half. Doom Pact can definitely backfire a little bit. Everything else seems really good, though.
Yeah, I mean, Frostmourne seems pretty good, but...
Right, Frostmourne can just go 15 to the dome, and I'm okay with that, depending on my class.
Yeah, so Arfus... I guess back to, Arfus again. There's some variance involved there. You could get something good, or you could get something, but... Is it worth playing a 4 mana 2/2 for to get one of these cards at random?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably. People seemed fine playing that, add a random potion to your hand card. Other thing, are these considered out-of-class cards for rogues? I honestly need to know that.
Yeah, dream cards are as well, so they're not rogue cards. I believe they count as out-of-class. They can't be generated by anything else, but they can be, reduced by...
I see. So now we'll go all the way to the... No!
Oh, you went too far.
Microsoft PowerPoint, everyone. Okay, so Arfus.
Breakdown. Alright, Arfus. I like this dog.
Yeah. And our final card, also related to Death Knight cards, the Lich King himself. 8 mana, 8/8 taunt, so you got a tree to start. At the end of every one of your turns, add a random Death Knight card to your hand. So that's something that can benefit from that 1/5 that makes your end of turns triggered twice. But, yeah, no, this is immediate Death Knight card on a tree. So yeah, Ysera, but it's also more relevant than Ysera because it comes down earlier and it presents taunt. And more power.
We've moved past the format of big game hunter, which is the reason Ysera saw a lot of play.
Yeah. So, if this becomes popular, and I think it might, BGH may be coming back. I don't know.
Black Knight.
I mean, yeah. I
think Black Knight might be the more relevant one.
There is a lot of taunt in this format, but I don't know how much Black Knight does. I want to say BGH might be better, but that said, either way, this is obviously a very powerful card, since it's card generation every turn. Like, there's no questioning that. Is it strong enough to play in Constructed? Maybe?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it good for Arena? Absolutely.
In an Arena, this is a tree that draws you a ridiculous card every turn. Like this is extremely good. Like, this is one of the legends I would like to open from this set. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, same. And hey, better chances with the no dupe legends thing now.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, with that, that's Knights of the Frozen Throne. How you feeling about that? I think they're pushing game mechanics in a lot of interesting new directions here.
Sorry, somebody said Stonehill Defender and the Lich King.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing you can do in literally every class.
Yeah, you don't need... Whatever, I don't need to even include this card in my deck to play it. That's pretty good. But no, yeah, I agree with you. There's some interesting directions that are being pushed. I like the Death Knight cards a lot for how they do, and I do hope that what they want about slowing the game's speed sticks. That's a really hard one to pull off, because aggro strategies are, like, powerful.
Right, that's sort of why they introduced Lifesteal to begin with.
Yeah.
And plus, like, if they want any of those hero cards being played, the game better slow down. Otherwise, they printed a bunch of unplayable legends. But if it's a control meta, oh boy, those hero cards will be pretty good, some of them. Warlock and Paladin are the real winners there, I think. Do you agree?
Yeah, the like on just a class as a whole, or on the Death Knights?
On the Death Knights.
On the Death Knights, I personally like Mage a lot. I like Paladin a lot. Paladin's, like, obviously, like, just a strong one with that lifesteal weapon. Because even if you're playing against some sort of aggressive deck, it's a weapon that says gain 15 on it. You know, it's like a better True Silver. Yeah, I think those are the ones I like the most. I'm interested to see if Hunters can exist in a deck. Oh, sorry, Shamans is also one I'm certain will see constructed play. Like, that has to. But, like, Hunter and Warlock are the two I'm interested to see if they'll find a deck. You know?
Yep. And I'm also, in terms of classes overall, I think Druid's one to keep an eye on, just because of, well, quite frankly, Ultimatum.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also, Taunt Druid might be extremely real.
Yeah, this set feels like a box of random junk. Like, I can understand that, because there's really no coherent theming between it besides the Frost Knight. There's the Death Knight.
Be honest, though, that sort of felt like every single Hearthstone set.
True.
Like, even the themed ones have random stuff for, like, other themes from old sets, or counters to old sets, or just pushing new directions. Like, I guess I'd say Hearthstone takes a much more Yu-Gi-Oh approach than a Magic one, or maybe it's right in that middle ground between the two, in terms of how many random things are thrown in versus how much stuff has to be on theme.
Yeah, I don't like, because this one, like, you know, with Mean Streets, though Mean Streets was notoriously like a kind of free set. There wasn't a lot in there that was constructive, like, affected constructed a lot. It still had a pretty decent theming going on for, like, some of its set.
Factions. Yeah, they kept pretty close to the faction thing.
Though, like, they had some problems with, like, Goons being not actually a constructed playable faction in the most part, compared to, like, Jade, which was huge. You know, that sort of thing. So
right. The two factions of Mean Streets of Gadget Zan, Jade and Pirates.
Yeah. Yep, those are your factions.
But yeah, and then I don't know, Ungoro was that really a themed set? I mean, that was more just like, here's a bunch of stuff with Adapt. Have fun. In quests, I guess. There were, each class themed somewhat around quests.
That seems to be something they're doing, and I wonder if that's something they'll continue doing, where they have this set of legends that are like a cycle that all 9 classes get that are sort of the centerpiece of the set. Where it's like, it's not the centerpiece in the sense that all the cards revolve around them, but the centerpiece in like the mission statement for the set. Like, the mission statement with the quest is, we have these 9 decks you should try building. The mission statement with these is, you should try playing slower decks so you can play these really cool abilities that upgrade you and feel great.
Right. Like, does aggro actually get any pieces in this set? I guess there's the new Abusive Sergeant. But...
yeah, there's some, like, aggressive pieces that work in... Because I'm trying to think of the like, powerful, like, aggressive decks right now, and they even have some problems dealing with, like... One of the big things was that a lot of the aggro decks existed because Crystal Core was such a, like, centerpiece of the format, and you could go under them.
Right.
But with that at 5, you don't have anything to go under, and you can just kind of get... I don't know what Constructed looks like as far as
I think
aggro. Right
now it's dominated by mages playing, like, burn decks with Primordial Glyph and...
That sounds like the arena to me. Mages with Primordial Glyph and Meteors.
Yeah. I think it... Yeah, I don't know fully what that deck runs. I don't know if it's an Antonidas combo or if it's like an aggressive deck, but I think it's some sort of mages. I don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about Hearthstone now. But
yeah, like I for Constructed, I only have a vague understanding of what the format looks like, so I can't say if things will actually end up slower or how slow they already are. But I do know that from an arena standpoint, I'm going to be really freaking happy that Meteor and Spike Ridge Steed don't have the pick bonus. And like there'll be a larger pool of cards to pick from. There's a couple cards in here that have the same reaction out of me. The one you're scrolling to right here, the Bone Mare.
Oh, yep.
But
you knew.
But like, at least it's not Meteor. Like, oh goodness.
Right, and I also won't miss the +2/+6, and when it dies, summon a 2/6.
Yeah, those are the two that come immediately to mind on the pick.
And Vine's Spine Slayer also.
Yeah.
Reduced.
So I'm sure we'll have a new set of cards in a month that'll be the exact same. Like, I can't believe that every arena deck has 3x of ticking Abomination. I can't believe it. But
Unleash the Taunt.
Yeah, but.
Or maybe Despicable Dreadlord. I don't know.
Yeah.
There doesn't actually seem to be too much that seems, like, broken in the arena.
Yeah, we'll find out in time. Time will show.
Other than that common. I guess priests with the obsidian statue.
Well, that's gonna suck but that's like 9 at least, so you can attack under it. Like that's
it'll come down on 8 with off of Free from Amber.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Every priest has like 2 copies of Freed from Amber, so that's maybe where this card comes from the most, is just Freed from Amber.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm excited to play with it.
Same, and also, alongside all of these cards for you to play with, there's also an adventure going on, and that sort of against some AI opponents, you can, for clearing the prologue, get a free hero card, and for if you then clear each wing, it'll get you a pack of the new set. So actually the set comes out tomorrow at 12 Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, and I am planning that we will be returning for another stream probably around same time as this one started, so about 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, to show off the prologue and the first wing of the new adventure. Again, it'll be here on my stream channel, and I'll hopefully be having Slio9 here, as well as Omnicrom joining me for some adventure fun, and maybe opening a couple packs. So,
Yeah.
yeah, about 15 or so hours. So, hope you all join me then. And set comes out in, like, oh, yeah, 15 hours or so is when the set comes out.
Yes.
And then 18 or so hours will be when the stream is. So I hope you all enjoy the new set. Maybe stop by again for another stream tomorrow. And thank you all for joining us for these last several hours. And by that I mean like 5 3/4 minus a 20-minute break. For card discussion, did we just like do our longest card discussion stream ever now?
Every single one of them is. We go longer every time. That's how these work.
Do we? I want to say we did Ungoro in 4.5 hours when we'd done 5 pluses before, but okay.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, thank you all for patiently listening to us talk about this, and tomorrow you can find out exactly how wrong some of our predictions were. So, thank you all, and thank you Slio9 for sticking with me for these hours.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, all.